Welcome to another episode of the Perspective Podcast. This is episode 71. It's currently 7 a.m. The reason why I'm filming so early is because UK is it's hot right now, like 32 degrees, and we rarely get that heat, especially in May. This is the hottest May or hottest bank holiday period we've had in history, which is actually kind of crazy, but yeah, it's hot, bro. So 7 a.m. is like a perfect time so that the camera doesn't overheat. And yeah, because in the afternoon, midday, 4 p.m. as well, it will not be a good time to film because it will be too hot. And yeah, it will not make sense, bruh. So I'm making a time to film at 7 a.m. Literally, that's just been the schedule, and change is good, I guess. But damn. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're having a fantastic week. I've had quite a good weekend, and I'm gonna talk about my weekend. Friday and Saturday, me and my boy went to BBC Radio 1 weekend, and that was actually a good festival. I wasn't expecting it to be that good. I mean, maybe I enjoyed it more because like I was with good people. I feel like no matter what festival you go to, as long as you're with good people and there's like a few people on the lineup that you listen to, you'll be fine. Like on that Friday, it was a dance party type of day, so it was just DJs on that day. It was like Creamfields in one day, literally. Even the demographic was like Creamfields dance. The Friday was like a dance party day, so me and my boy, we don't really listen to that type of music. We're not really fussed about that, so we didn't even bother looking at the lineup. We just got there. We got our press pass, and yes, by press, we were in like the press guest list area. It's kind of crazy. Like to even have the opportunity to do that is a blessing. So yeah, that happened, and it was my boy's first time like experiencing a proper festival, and on top of that, guest list. So to be able to experience that for the first time, it's like the bar is already set up high. So for the next festival, he's gonna have to keep getting guest lists or some shit or VIP because that's the standard that he's gonna be getting from now on. And going to a festival, you're more inclined to make new friends when you're there. And shout out to the friends that we made, which is Gia and Jude. Literally, them guys are the goats. Yeah, it's actually kind of crazy how you can just like make friends over music, but it just makes sense. Like, it's very unique. It's very, what's the word? It's just like, it's natural. There's nothing forced. It just happens, and that's the best part. So, yeah, shout out to them because we had no clue of the people that were there. We did not even know a single person. Actually, tell a lie, saw a few people that we knew, but that was on the second day. And it's like, second day is our last day. Was it the second day? First day, vibe. We're just like going around interviewing people. Like, honestly, these interviews that we've been doing, so like I've been interviewing people at like the festival ground and stuff, and I don't want to just interview the people in the guest list area. I want to be in the crowd and interview them, hear from their perspective, and I feel like we cooked. I feel like we did a good job with that because I feel like when you're in the guest list, you are more inclined to just interview the people in the guest list on maybe because they have like a bigger name or something or they're famous or popular. But honestly, nah, man, like let's go in the crowd. Like these are the people that worked their asses off to even secure a ticket. Maybe they didn't, they got it for free. But regardless, like they're there. Like that is the real crowd, you know what I mean? So why not just interview them? And shout out to every single person that we interviewed. You guys are the GOATs because you guys are the reason for the interviews doing well, not me. I'm just asking the questions. Every single vibe from every person was just there. And it may be a Sunderland thing or a Newcastle thing, whatever it is. They're just nice, bruh. Like, it really is true. The more up north you get, the more nice people get. And to an extent, it confuses me. But it's real. Like, if you ask a question, unbelievable. Like, but shout out to them though, because they're just wholesome people. I'm still yet to meet a rude Sunderland guy. The rude people up there were the the black people. I'm thinking, what? Make it make sense. I don't even know if I should put that in the video, but it was the it was the security, not security. It was the when like roads are blocked off and you have like the security, not secure, but like the people telling you like, no, don't go this way, go the other way. Yeah, like they were not even helping us. They were just like, they did not care, bro. Like, damn, you're making your bread and you don't like your job. Choose not to take it personal. But damn, I thought we were one. Guess not, bro. I guess not. Yeah, people up north are nice. They just have a good vibe. The weather though is hot because it's really hot down here. It's still kind of hot up there. I'm assuming it's probably even more chill up there because damn, bro, it is hot down here. It is hot, bro. It's mental. But Saturday for BBC One Radio was cool. Actually, let me talk about Fatboy Slim's set. His set was really good. Didn't get to see the whole thing because we had to dip so that we don't get in with the crowd when leaving. So we don't join the zombie apocalypse. The best thing to do is leave when when they're about to finish, because sometimes it's just like, damn, who really wants to leave, yeah, when everyone's leaving. However, if it's like my favorite artist, bro, I can't, like, I'm leaving when it's the last song. I don't even care, bro. I'm leaving. I'm not. I'm staying till that last song. If it's like a Drake or Travis Scott, I'm staying till the last song. I'm afraid. Even if I've seen you guys perform like a trillion times, like, I'm staying. You know what I mean? I'm willing to go through that ridiculous crowd. Damn, I've got to practice what I preach. But that Friday set, yeah, we left early. But I keep saying Fatboy Slim set, it was a dub. Then it got to the Saturday, and the headliner for Saturday was Zara Lawson. I keep saying Zara Larson. Wait, is it Lawson? No, it's Larson. Zara Larson. It's more natural to say Lawson, but Zara Larson. She had a phenomenal set. And I'll say this one thing. I don't think her music caters towards like young girls, bruh. Like, I'm saying like kids, like kids that are probably like 10 or younger than 10, bro. Honestly, it's mental. Like, I was in the crowd and then there was just like kids watching her set, and the lyrics were crazy. Like, they even would she did a mashup with a Sexy Red song. It was like, shake that ass, ho, shake that ass, ho. Like, saying, I'm looking for the hoes. Like, bruh, like, there's literally kids like watching that shit. Me and the guys are like saying, "Say that, ho," and these kids are looking back at us, bro. They're looking mortified. They are looking mortified. Like, they are literally looking like, "Yo, what is going on?" And like, they should have not been there because we were causing a ruckus. For future reference, do not bring your kids to a Zara Lawson concert or even to a. I'm still undeciding if I'd bring my kid to a festival. I probably would, but generally I wouldn't. Generally, I would not do general admission because, bro, like, nah, bro, like, I'd want, my kid to have their own space. It gets too musty in the crowd. They would definitely have them ear noise cancellation, like headphones or ear muffs, whatever you call them. Because, bro, I'd get too worried that I'll lose my kid. I don't want to lose my child at a big ass festival. Like, we're not doing that. Literally, we are not doing that. But yeah, would you bring your kid to a festival? And this is like not say like, I'm saying your kid is not in high school yet. Would you bring your kid to a festival? Because I saw so many kids at Big Weekend on a Saturday. I was thinking, damn, it's kind of scary to me because anything can happen. Of course, if my child is older, sure, but I'll be honest, I'll probably not. And if it would literally be guest list or like at that type of area so that they can have their own seated area so that they can like sit down and shit. And we're probably gonna be far back in the crowd. I don't want to be deep in because that gives me the heebie-jeebies, bro. I'm like, for real, it really does. Because people at festivals as well, they're weird. You know, you got some weird people at festivals sometimes. And I don't want my child to be in that environment, you know, but I want my child to experience good music. So where do we go from here? My rating for BBC Radio Weekend, I enjoyed it. I think it was cool. I like how they still kept that radio feel in the festival, with like the BBC radio like hosts and DJs still having their like own sections. Thought that was kind of cool. Um, the festival is, I think this year they underestimated how many people would turn up to the festival. So yeah, especially with the weather being that good, like that already is just attracting a bunch of people. So yeah, that is ridiculous. You know what I mean? That is good. That is good. But yeah, they underestimated how many people would be there, because every day it just kept getting busier and the crowd was ridiculous. That I don't think them doing Sunderland may have been the best idea. Of course, they're probably doing it in different locations around the UK so that people can get the best experience, even people from like random locations, because they don't get festivals there. So for it to be there is like, this is sick. But because festivals are always in like London or Manchester. Not yeah, they're either in London, Manchester. They're never really in these places. So I understand why they would do it, because they want everyone to have that experience. So I wouldn't be surprised if the next festival would be in like Scotland. You know, like honestly. But I do wonder what or how do they come up with these like festival grounds, like who in the right mind thought, "Oh, yeah, we should do Sunderland." Like I generally feel like it was a spin the wheel type of stuff, and then it just landed on Sunderland, and they know what areas have like a good ground to do a festival, and they're like, yeah, sure, let's just do it there, because Sunderland, the last one was the last one was in a random location as well, so she I actually want to know how or where did they even think of doing these festivals. But yeah, BBC they should get me on one of their as one of BBC should get me as one of their hosts for the BBC or something. We cooked, you know, we actually cooked this year, and this is just the start of the festival season. So who knows what will be coming up? Who knows? Who knows? Yesterday I rested your eye, but who knows? I was listening to that album yesterday. It's still a phenomenal album. Like, it's still such a good album. If you haven't listened to Son of Spurgie by Daniel Caesar, go and tap in. Okay, let's get to the fun stuff. It's been a week and a bit since Iceman. I'm still listening to it. It's still in my rotation, Iceman. I like the album. I'll be honest though, I've been listening to Iceman more than Maid of Honor and Habibi. I feel like Maid of Honor and Habibi are cool, but they're just not better than Iceman. And I made a statement saying that I feel like Iceman is his most concise album since Nothing Was the Same in terms of the genre. You know, I think after Nothing Was the Same, it got a bit experimental with the genre and the music. That Nothing Was the Same was the last one, was the most cohesive in terms of like the music genre you get in. And I believe that is true. I feel like I saw a stat that the Make Them Remember is his most most lyrical or most lyrics or whatever he's done on the song. But that song was like basically him just like his confidence bag, saying that he's better than everyone. There was one lyric on the album that I like where he said forget about it. He was like basically saying forget about the big three. There's too many chefs in the kitchen. I was thinking, damn, that is actually a really good line. Of course, going back to like the Kendrick, Cole, and the Drake being the big three, you know, too many, and he's like saying he'd rather just be the top one, you know, the too many chefs in the kitchen. That's a good ass line. And then of course he's still dissing J. Cole, What Kind of Man Are You, a middle one. He dissed Rihanna, of course, not Rihanna, he dissed A$AP Rocky, of course. He dissed Kendrick, of course, especially the song National Treasure. Of course, Kendrick has a song called, well, no, his tour was called Grand National, and he made Grand National like a big thing. His tour as well. So Yeah, he was literally dissing everyone. Rick Ross, DJ Khaled. I like how we mentioned how he hasn't mentioned anything about the Palestine, with the war, and then brought up like the flag and stuff. So hey, he cooked. He cooked. There's still a lot more that I need to dissect. Like I want to know who he mentioned something that he was saying that there was someone at his concert and he was surprised, and I want to know who that was. But I'll look up on Genius and have a look. But it's still in my rotation. Iceman is a good album. My favorite song keeps changing. Right now, I really like Janet Shut the Fuck Up. As popular as it is, it's a really good song. And I really like Don't Worry, which is an underrated song, but I like Don't Worry. Plot Twist is creeping up in my rotation, I'll be honest with you. But and Dust, I wasn't really a fan of Dust, but it's a good song. I was watching the music video for Dust. Shout out to Adonis, boy. He looks like he just keeps getting older, but that is it's a good song. It's catchy, and I will say I was watching the live stream. Well, I didn't watch the live stream, but I watched the like someone uploaded the live stream on YouTube, and I was kind of waiting for that because I didn't want to watch the videos separate. I wanted to watch the whole live stream as a whole, and this live stream it gave me the vibe of Beyonce's album, her self-titled album, when every song on that album had a music video, and did Lemonade have that as well? But yeah, something like that I enjoyed. Iceman is still in my rotation. I'm still listening to the songs, and there's a stat that, of course, with 3 albums, Iceman's gone number one. Maid of Honor, is it? That's number two. And then Habibi is number three. So he's basically his own big three for real. He's the first artist to ever do that, to drop like 3 albums and for it to go one, two, and three. And he's basically sold like over 700 or 600,000 first week, which is not surprising at all, but that's actually good. And I feel like if he just did 1 album, imagine how bigger he would have done. But I was looking at the comments, and people are saying this is a good strategic move for him to get out of his deal, dropping 3 albums. Basically, he's like he did a Frank Ocean move when Frank Ocean dropped Endless, which to make them like think that it was his actual album, but then he dropped Blonde, which was his like proper album. So yeah, shout out to Drake for doing that. That's actually smart, you know. So it's like these 3 albums are cool, but now I'm excited for the next one because he'll be out of his deal. And in his album Iceman, or in his other albums, in his 3 albums, he kept saying like they gotta get me out of my deal. He always says that like every other album, like they gotta get me out of their deal. Literally, he's like low key. He's just not cursed, but every time he's like they gotta get me out of my deal. They gotta get me out of my deal. This guy just wants to be independent at this point. Literally, he just wants to be independent, and it's tough how the industry is like not messed him up, but the industry, they just do not care about that guy no more, bro. It's mental. Like they've not blacklisted him. The radio are still not, giving him the credit. The label, Universal Music, is like not really pushing shit out for him. Like they're not really doing much. And I guarantee he did all these like music videos and all these things like with his own cash. But yeah, it's actually kind of mad because if this was like a Sabrina Carpenter, you would see billboards everywhere. You'd see advertisement everywhere. This is being completely different. If this was Taylor Swift, you'd see this everywhere. And the thing is with this album that I like that Drake, or albums that Drake has done, he has not done any vinyls, he's not done any bundles, he's not done any merch, he's not done any of that shit. He's not released more versions, he's not done any of that. He's just released the albums. Just let the album do the talking, which I find sick because I guarantee you, if Taylor Swift did that, that you'd get more rating from her because it shows that she's not really just doing it for a cash grab. You know what I mean? Because realistically, if you're just gonna do vinyls, merch, like you know what you're doing, you want some extra cash on the side, which I understand. But if you're a big artist, boy, do you really need to keep doing that? Like that's how Taylor Swift really be getting like her 3 mil units per week because of like the vinyls and the bundles and all these things. Like Travis Scott low-key started that shit with Astroworld because when that album dropped, how much did he make? Like 500,000. That is crazy. But if it wasn't with the vinyls and stuff, he would have made like 200,000. So then it makes you think, damn, okay, is the music actually like, you know, speaking, you know? But and then of course with Utopia, yo, he was going crazy with that shit. How much did he sell? Like 600,000. So I mean, regardless, he did well. And the weekend, he went crazy with his bundles and stuff, but he still sold like 300. But the numbers don't matter. But it's just interesting to see when artists put so much time and effort into like vinyls and bundles and all these like merch stuff when Drake doesn't even care. Like the last time he did a vinyl and stuff like merch was for Some Sexy Songs for You, which is not even his album. It's Pie Next Door. So it's not it's not really that deep to him. But yeah, I do think like it would be nice if you actually did a few vinyls. And shout out to the birds, they're going crazy. I do feel like it would be nice if he did like a vinyl or something because he easily would have done a mill, but he just does not care. Like the last time he put more time and effort into that was for the album Views. And this was literally at the start. Well, not the start, but this was during the start pickup for streaming services, because this was the start for Apple Music and all these things. So I feel like once he did it, I was like, okay, he did it once, he doesn't need to do it again. And Views is a masterpiece album. I've actually got the vinyl. It's a phenomenal album, and I think it may be rare to get that vinyl because he doesn't drop vinyls for albums. So I'm staring at that vinyl right now. To be fair, do you want me to get it? Do you want me to get it? Do you want me to get it? I'll get it. Check Sign as my king, pushing out ink. I feel like the squid. I find it crazy, bro. Broski basically owns the CN Tower because the amount of times, like, in the music videos, he was in, like, this thing right here. He was actually shooting majority of the music video in the CN Tower. So it's kind of crazy how things have changed, like, 10 years later. Like, obviously, he was definitely not sitting on that. But now he could have done that on that for this album in the music videos of him just sitting on it. Because, bro, like, he was literally on that CN Tower majority of the time for the music videos. And I hope you can see me. I was thinking about Travis Scott's music, right? And of course, we know that he takes his time dropping his albums and stuff. I mean, I think after the whole Astroworld tragedy, it's forced him to take his time even longer because he was dropping like after every other year. So like Rodeo 2015, Birds 2016, Astroworld 2018. That was a 2-year wait. And then Utopia 2023, which is kind of crazy. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. But that's crazy, bro. It took him that long to drop an album. Sheesh. So now it's like, okay, with Travis, when is he going to drop a next album? Because is he going to drop one this year or is he going to drop one next year? Because Utopia 2023, 3 years ago, we're now 2026, like, there's not been no single or no like hint of an album title, no nothing. I do think it's a bit sus. I feel like he's cooking something right now. I guarantee he's cooking something, but what is it that he's cooking? And like that is the real question. I feel like for the Utopia tour, I feel like he should have done stadium. No, I feel like he should have done arenas instead of doing stadiums. And then for the next one to be stadiums because it would have been more solidified, in my opinion. But of course, the stadium tour, it worked for him, I guess. What I'm excited to see what this album or whatever he has cooking, because who knows, bruh? Who knows? What do artists be doing when they're not dropping albums or on tour? Making songs, I guess. But what else do they really be doing? What else do they be doing? Because Travis Scott is that type of artist that he's like offline. He's like Miggy in terms of on social media. And if not, McGee's more quiet than him. He doesn't really post much. He just posts here and there and then gets off. While doing this podcast, I just want to say thank you for everyone who's been tapping in to the episodes. It means a lot to me that you guys are just checking in every week. I thank you for tapping in, and if you want anything new for the episodes, like, feel free to let me know. And I've been in a little dilemma that my focus hasn't really been much on perspective recently, and I feel like I've been lacking. I know I've been posting weekly on YouTube and stuff, but I know that my workflow for that has decreased in terms of getting clips uploaded, in terms of, just even getting like clothing for the next season, like just doing a few things. Like, I've been lacking with that because I've been focusing so much on TikTok or like YouTube, and not really YouTube, but like, just I've been focusing so much on like TikTok and growing my personal brand that it's like it's overtaken everything else, that now I'm just like doing perspective. But this is still the main project. Is it the main? This is still the project that I love, and I'm not gonna stop anytime soon. But yeah, I feel like I've been lacking a little bit, and I don't regret a single thing. Like, this is just a one man army. I can't do it all by myself. Yeah, I think that's what I was doing wrong last year. I was trying to do too much, and now that I realize that, is like I'm putting more energy into like one thing and making more time for other things. I can't do everything, bro. And as much as I'd love to, I can't do everything. Like, generally, so I really want to go on a run, but I was like, nah, I've got to get got to get this filming done. Like, yeah, so yeah, priority. Right now I'm prioritizing just content and just this business side of things, because there's a bigger story in this. And you know, even if I don't see it, I choose to believe it. I believe that there's an abundance of you guys out there, and there's abundance of love to give out to you guys, no matter the situation, no matter what I'm going through. And I will do my best. I will, to get the work done, put my best foot forward at all times. I know some episodes are a bit of a sleeper, but just showing up is more than enough. And I thank you. I thank you for checking in, and I thank you for watching. Every week we're gonna keep improving, and it's time to level up. New classic, new chapter, new classic. I saw that when I was on a walk the other day. I was thinking, yo, that's actually kind of sick. But every day, level up yourself, even if it's just that 1%. Get better at one, or just not even do better, just be you. That is the best way to say, man. Like, one day at a time, because this life is challenging as fuck. It's not easy, bro. I'm at a chapter in my life where I'm just filming a lot for TikTok, and things are starting to pay off. And I'll be watching Euphoria, and it makes the social media side of things very dystopian. And then it's making me second guess, like, damn, okay, is what I'm doing, is it the right thing? And the answer is yes, of course. But that just makes it, like, if you've watched Euphoria, especially the new season, you know what I'm on about. It's very dystopian, and it's making me think, damn, like, it's changed so much from how it used to be from the first season. I'm like, damn, do I really want to keep watching this? Literally, it's turned into a more like, yeah, Euphoria. It's just, I've not been enjoying it as much as I used to enjoy it. I'll say that for sure. It's still good with like cinematography and the song choices and the actors. The actors are all good, especially Maddie. Wow, what a woman. I feel like every season she just gets better and she steals the show. But I feel like recently, bro, like, I feel like even Zendaya, she's been having a bit of a underwhelming season this year. That her best was season 2 because of everything that was happening. And of course, season 1, like, season 1 was such a good season, bro. Like, you can't make that shit up, bro. Like, especially that first episode, that shit stole the show. But yeah, and it's mad to see like how the actors have grown over the years from the first season till now. Like, especially if you look at Maddie, like, she's like a complete different person, but she is, wow. Wow. And Cassie or Sydney Sweeney has become more like sexualized in this season than ever. Like, of course, it's always been like that from the first season, but bro, now it's like times 10. That is like, sheesh. Like, they've really pushed the barrier with this stuff for a TV show. Like, you got Nate. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, it's becoming more sexualized. I still love the TV show, but it's just like, damn, it's a bit disappointing. But I'm still gonna finish it. I'm 5 episodes deep now, so it's like, may as well just finish it. You know what I mean? While the sun is out, make sure you go and get outside, touch some grass. Experience life. You know, just get yourself out there, bro. One day at a time, just get yourself out there. No matter what the situation is, just get yourself out there. Mental health check, how I've been feeling. I'll be feeling good. I'll be feeling very grateful. But, there's like stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and it's like sometimes it takes a toll on me and like what to do and stuff. And yeah, it takes a toll on me, but I still gotta show up no matter the issue. And yeah, other than that, I'm doing well. One foot in front of the other, just putting the best foot forward, creating content, even if it's just once a day. I see myself at the top, or I see myself being the best, not for anyone, but for myself. And because I love this and there's nothing else I'd rather do, so I may as well go all in and just, you know, do the best that can be done, because, man, it is not easy. And again, thank you for everyone who even taps in, because it's a challenging game that we are playing every day, and it's very unpredictable. It can be quite unreliable, unsustainable, but I believe that there's something bigger than me in this, and that's what keeps me going, keeps me up at night, even though I sleep like an absolute baby. Keeps me up at night. It's the first thing I think about when I wake up during the day, when I'm like thinking I'm wasting my time. I could be like, damn, I could have been like filming or editing or like doing something. But yeah, there's always a way, and I pray that you guys have a phenomenal week. No matter what you guys are going through, just keep your head up and keep being the best you, no matter what. Learn to slow down a little bit. That's one thing I've been learning to do, because I feel like sometimes I'm just like rushing all the time. Enjoy this weather, because it's gonna get worse over time. But yeah, man, you are blessed. If no one's gonna tell you that, I will. You are blessed. You are loved. You are enough, and you will forever find a way. And don't let no one tell you shit, literally, because you will forever find a way. Just keep your head up, king or queen, and continue to conquest this life we live, because there's always something that we can conquer. You've already won, by watching this podcast anyway, but you've already won. And I just want to say I'm proud of you for whatever you got going on in your life, and for you to still keep showing up. I'm proud of you, because it's not easy out here. So, yeah, that is episode 71 of the Perspective Podcast. My name is Lee Matemi. If you've enjoyed this episode, I'd really appreciate a like, a comment, what you enjoyed about this episode, and I'd appreciate a share, or for you to just stay tapped in, subscribe, all that stuff. I'd appreciate that a lot. I hope you guys have a good day, and hope you guys have a blessed week, and I'll see you guys next week.